So poker movie. So okay, here we go. We're getting into
Yeah, we haven't done one of these in a while.
yeah. So I heard about this movie and I was like, okay, here we go. Let's see what we got here. So if you haven't heard, there was a movie. It's already out. You can get it on like Amazon Prime or
I've rented it through like Comcast or
or
whatever.
anywheres. It's called Pokerface, not to be confused with the Lady Gaga mega hit song.
Or the show. There's a show that's coming on
Yes.
like Paramount TV called Pokerface.
Yes, and I think that comes out like this week or next week or
Yeah,
something.
it's something Peacock or Paramount, something like that.
So
One of those two.
I don't know what's going on with that show if it has anything to do poker related. But this movie was somewhat supposed to be poker related. The images that were originally released was them at poker tables. And
I mean the promo poster has like cards on it.
Yes.
And people, I mean.
So here we'll break it down here. If you don't know, the movie's called Pokerface. It's by Russell Crowe. He, I believe, was like the director and producer.
Yeah, he was. Yep.
And he was the main actor. So here's how I would say. I think this was just like a little pet project for him that he
100%
wanted to do.
Yep.
We'll get into it a little bit, get our opinions. I watched it like the first day it came out. It's got a couple decent headliners there, including Liam Hemsworth in there.
Yep.
It's
got RZA.
RZA's in there.
Jizza.
Which, no.
Old dirty bastard, inspect the deck, Raekwon the chef, you got
Ghostface Killer and the Master T-H-O-D, man.
Come on.
Little Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang forever. Listen, I'll throw this out. I had a bunch of, I don't want to say high expectations, but first off, there wasn't a lot of scenes with RZA in there. RZA was like, definitely, I feel like he could have had more scenes. I don't. You want to break down the kind of plot a little bit, and then we'll talk about our thoughts of it.
Spoiler alert: there is not a lot of poker in Pokerface.
True.
So, for those of you out there who think, "Oh, it's a poker movie," yeah, no, it's not. It's like a thriller. It has a different tone to it that's not really poker related, but poker is incorporated into it. Essentially, Russell Crowe is our protagonist, our main character. He is a gambler, degenerate by nature. He and his friend, RZA, and his other buddies that are the players in the game, pretty much were... The backstory is they were around prior to the poker boom. They created software that was utilized for the first online poker sites. They made a bunch of money off that. Then they somehow changed the some coding with the program and sold this to government agencies that helped with weapons or something like that. So essentially,
it was like a far stretch. It was like
they don't really get how that whole thing happened. Essentially, Russell Crowe is loaded, like a billionaire, right? So he hosts this game every year with his boys. They all come, they get together, they meet up. But this particular game is special because he gives them a shit ton of money to gamble on the table, which...
Spoiler alert, I don't want to give away too much, but he's going through some things in life that are going to change pretty quickly, so he decides to start giving some money away.
So backstory is there's a lot to it. There's a lot of in the plot that kind of intertwines, but as a kid... They're playing, poker, whatever. He winds up beating this, neighborhood bully who happens to be the brother of one of his friends, blah, 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 blah. The whole idea behind this is like this revenge plot that this guy, 20 years later, Russell Crowe won $10 off him. He's like, I'm going to fucking come break into your fucking game and fucking murder you. Yeah. Like, what the fuck, right?
That's a bad beat if you're still in 20 years over it.
So essentially, that's kind of what goes down in this movie. So all these players, all these buddies, are friends, best friends, years. They're in this house. All of a sudden, this old rival shows up with his, posse, and they're now going to terrorize Russell Crowe and his buddies inside this multi-million-dollar home with all this fine artwork. And that's pretty much the gist of it, dude. And then you find out all this other fucked up shit that goes on. And I don't know, man. Like, I want to say that's the end, but that's kind of like it. Like, there really isn't much substance to the movie. It's short. It's like an hour and a half long.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I had some problems with the movie is that there wasn't a lot of substance. And the thing about it was like, there was like no, it was so serious, but it didn't feel that serious. Like,
no,
it shouldn't have been as serious as the movie. Like, they made it to be like this ultra, like, James Bond feel to it. but it was like nowhere as close to that realm. There was no like comedy relief. There was no like break in the action. And then the action was very minimal. Like it wasn't like explosive thriller. It wasn't completely dynamic.
I mean, I'm watching like okay, so I'm on the website now, IMDb, looking at the trailer, and I'm like, dude, I just saw the movie.
Yeah.
Like in the trailer, like essentially, like I saw the whole movie in the trailer. Don't get me wrong. Do I tell you to go out and spend the $5.99 that I spent to rent it? No, do not. Wait till it comes on some streaming service so you can watch it for free. Is it okay to throw on when you're like maybe grinding, like half paying attention?
Or you need like an hour and a half to kill. Like it's worth watching.
It's worth watching just to kind of but listen, Russell Crowe has come a long way since Gladiator, right? You know, and it's funny because like one of the critics that I saw, it was like, as Kenny Rogers told us, you've got to know when to fold them. And Russell Crowe should have heeded that when he got the script for Pokerface. So I read that and it was absolutely hysterical because like that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, this has very little to do with poker, and it's kind of a shitty plot. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like, you know, like you were saying before, it's like, why didn't they just call the cops? And I guess the only reason, okay, without giving too much away, spoiler alerts, I guess the only thing about it was like, because that one guy was a politician, and I guess he was blackmailed, so he didn't want to like his boy to like be like owned. Basically, I guess if he called the police, it was going to open up like a whole political nightmare for him. But at the same time, like, I feel like Russell Crowe is this like shady billionaire. Tell me he couldn't have been like, all right, we're just going to stay in this room, let the dude steal his stuff. I'll hire some dude to just take these dudes out and be done with.
He doesn't have armed security on site. Like,
there was two people working there, and they were like caterers, and he was
exactly. Like he has all that art that's like millions of dollars worth, and he has no armed security.
Like living there year round. Yeah, and like I said, he would have hired some goon to go find this dude and just take him out. Like, it was just, you know, it just, they tried to force the hand with the daughter showing up, and it was just...
Yeah, it was all over the place. The plot was literally all over the place. And if you weren't paying attention, you like miss something that wasn't even that important. Like that's the way it made me feel. Like, but again, so just kind of sum it up. Check it out. I would at least give it a go. One thing I'm gonna say. So if you are gonna check it out, here's a spoiler, and I have to say this because it was absolutely positively the worst part of the movie. So. When he dies, because he winds up dying in the end. Okay,
spoiler
I already said spoiler alert. Turn it off. You're gonna watch it. Russell Crowe dies, right? He has like stage 4 pancreatic cancer in the movie. Okay, so he has his last will and testament being read with all his boys around, his daughter, you know, his wife, whatever. So he leaves money to everybody. Throughout the movie, he winds up finding out that one of his closest friends is fucking his wife, right? Who is pregnant. Okay,
with the other guy's
with the other guy's baby. And he proceeds to say in his will, I'm leaving you both $50 million. You're going to be great parents. Me, I'd be like, yo, guess what?
You get nothing.
Yes, exactly. Nothing, sir. Not one thing. A second Willy Wonka reference. Go home. No. Done. Like, are you kidding me?
You get
like,
nothing. Absolutely nothing. You lose, sir.
Yes,
good day.
Good day. Like seriously, like no, that would never happen in real life. Like, okay, Russell Crowe wants to be a bigger, you know, whatever, his character wants to be above it all.
That was the whole point of it. He wanted to be this bigger, you know, his poker face, I guess you want to say.
Yeah.
Like, he showed like he had no emotion to it at the end. You know, it is what it is. It's like, I guess, I don't know. Listen, it was definitely a low budget film. There wasn't a lot of scenes in the movie. You know, there was, I mean, like probably the most expensive scene was probably the one where they're showing them riding those cars through like the countryside.
The race that wasn't a race.
Yeah, it was like so stupid. That was probably the most expensive scene in the entire film. So it was a very low budget film. Like I said, when I finished watching, I felt like it was like Russell Crowe probably likes playing cards a little bit and was like, you know what? I have this idea for this movie. Let's just go with it. And it was like a little side project that he just wanted to put some money into and have some fun with.
It just sucks, man, because like, you know, we do get these teases of these movies where they kind of put this poker angle behind them, and you're like, oh shit, it's gonna be good. And then you watch it, and like poker's like not even a part of the movie. It has really very little to do with it, and it's like, damn, like they got me. They got me again.
Yeah.
So,
But that's our movie review. We've been trying to throw some out there when we find some ones. Maybe we'll go back and do it. There's a couple older ones in my head that I don't think you've seen, and I kind of want to get your opinions on if we go back to watch some of the older ones. I know we were doing that for a little bit, so
Yeah.
we'll talk about some ones that I want to throw out there. That's one of them right there. A Big Hand for the Little Lady. I would love. It's an old one. Listen, I want you to watch that. I feel like they 100% can make that movie today. It's a female like main star, which in like today's society is like a big push, obviously. And on the poker side of things, getting women into poker is a great thing as well. And I know a lot of females out there are really
dude,
trying to push.
Females in poker have been crushing it recently.
I know.
Absolutely
And
crushing it.
I think that movie would be an awesome movie remade today. I just think it would be awesome. There's like a bunch of little plot twists. And you know, it's an old country western kind of feel
Yeah.
to it. So it's a little cheesy. But like once you understand the plot and the storyline, you're like, dude, this movie.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
So anyway, future episode, possibly A Big Hand for a Little Lady, we will be doing in the future. But so that's what we got for you for this month's poker podcast.
Yeah, buddy.
We got some interviews coming up in the future, so stay tuned for those. Make sure that you guys are subscribed to our channel. Help us stay in that top 50 on Google. Make sure you follow us, comment, let us know what you like, what you don't like. And we appreciate all the support so far. It's been awesome. And we have fun doing this every month and just sitting around BSing about poker. So
Yep, that's pretty much it.
yeah,
That's the gist of it.
that is the gist.
Yep.
All right. So thanks, everyone. And we will see you on the next one. Peace.